Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. You know, it's interesting out there when it comes to all the technologies and all the capabilities for growing your web presence. But one of the ones that are just so obvious to me is the good old power of WordPress. I'm a huge fan of WordPress, and wanted to bring on some guests who could talk about its utility, and this is not a paid endorse type thing. I'm just a personal fan, and all of our media is connected and is promoted through WordPress platforms because of their search engine friendliness and so much more. Justin Handley, he's with a company, his website, by the way, justinhandley.com, and he's been involved as a consultant when it comes to WordPress for quite some time, and delighted to have you on the program, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good, good. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been running online marketing companies and web design agencies since about 1999, and I've gone through about 4 companies in that time, and just this last year I actually shut them all down to stop doing personal work, and I've launched my own WordPress hosting platform because, you know, since about 2005, I haven't built a single site outside of WordPress for any of our clients, and so we decided to focus more on the software side and making, a good WordPress experience for users. But I am a fan of WordPress.
Yeah, sounds like it, absolutely. And the great thing about WordPress is that, you have to be able to figure out how to download WordPress.org, the template you want onto your own server. But after that, the building part's relatively easy.
Yeah, that's true. And also these days, a lot of hosts, including GoDaddy and any host that runs cPanel, which is one of the most common hosting control panel pieces of software out there, have one-click installs for WordPress, so you don't even have to bother with doing a download and setup. You can just click install WordPress and your server will take care of it for you.
So you just hire a server, like HostGator, for example. Is that one of them? You go to like the HostGator.com or GoDaddy.com, get the server, and there's just prompts there to be able to download your page?
Yeah, both GoDaddy and HostGator have a one-click install for WordPress.
Wow, gotta love that. That's fantastic. So tell us about your clientele. Kind of give us an overview of your clients.
Well, I actually not only work with WordPress, I haven't run a standard web design firm. I actually run what I would call a marketing automation business. So I typically work with small businesses in the under $5 million range who are trying to become big businesses and are in the phase of automating processes. And so a lot of what I do from the web design perspective and otherwise involves helping people set up things online that take away customer support headaches, that take away fulfillment, order processing, and any kind of manual tasks that are involved in business. So that's my main demographic, I would say, is the small business who's trying to make the jump into a mid-sized business and uses, the web as the primary medium for sales. Almost all of my clients are not retail, but are actually web-based sales businesses.
Mm-hmm. So they're heavily concerned. It's not like just a brochure. Their website's not like a brochure. It's part of their bread and butter.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And you've been doing this now for quite some time. I think almost 10 years.
Yeah, I've been doing web design since 1999. And
oh, wow.
Have been working with WordPress since probably about 2003 or 4.
Yeah. I interpreted that latter number as your total time around, but that was shame on me. What made you become so excited about WordPress?
Well, I guess it was just a slow build. When I first started out, I tried out a bunch of different systems for building sites, and I am self-taught. I trained myself how to do everything I do, and so I experimented with a bunch of different web design platforms, and I just settled into WordPress at some point. And interestingly, most clients, it's a really widely used platform. So a lot of people who hire me to redesign are already on WordPress. And these days, because I've worked with it for so long, and because it's become such a popular and supported platform, one of the things that makes it great is that it takes custom programming almost out of the picture. What it used to take a long time, like installing a shopping cart or setting up an events calendar or doing, opt-in pop-up boxes that ask people to sign up after they've been on your site for a certain amount of time, or all of these fancy features. It used to be that you had to hand code all of that. And with WordPress, it's a plugin framework, so you simply do a search, find a plugin that does what you need, and for 90% of the stuff that's out there, you can just, again, do a one-click install of a plugin and add that functionality to your WordPress site. So for me, it was about saving time and also being able to build much better sites for clients on a smaller budget, because if a client says, well, I want this, that, and the other, you can have a firm doing custom design quote $50,000, and if you build it on WordPress, you can do it for 3 or 4. And so it became a very competitive way to build websites because most of the advanced functionality is already written and supported by other people.
Yeah, no question about it. Very cool, very cool. I would assume that a lot of the things that you do is you get people set up, but they can do a lot of the updating themselves because of the ease of WordPress.
Yeah, and that's one of the huge things. All of the sites that we build, we include video tutorials on how to use WordPress, because our intention as a design company, one of the biggest money losers, and I'm sure that your listeners are clients and may not want this kind of insight, but one of the things that design companies lose money on is supporting clients over time. Mm-hmm. When they come back and say, hey, can you change this text? Can you move this here? That image needs to be a little higher. And all of those things take 2 or 3 minutes, but actually the amount of time it takes to switch tasks and to switch to a different client's website and to remember their login credentials and to get in there, you lose a huge amount of time doing that for a bunch of clients. And so that's one of the greatest things is I no longer provide any on-site support. I will provide training. So if you're confused and you don't know how to do something yourself, I'll teach you, but I won't do it myself. So even if it takes me longer to teach you in the short term, in the long run, what you end up with is a client base able to maintain all of their own sites and a big reduction in headache.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, thanks so much for being with us, Justin Handley. Which website, by the way? I have a couple of sites for you. Which one would you like to drive traffic to?
Well, my main offer, I run a managed WordPress system, so we install updates. We keep the system updated and secure for you, which is the biggest concern with WordPress, which as an open source platform, it can evolve rapidly, but it also can get security vulnerabilities rapidly. And so I run managed WordPress hosting. It's at webmissioncontrol.net.
Webmissioncontrol.net.
Yep.
Thanks.
And so it's one more place like HostGator or GoDaddy that if you want to come and sign up, we'll not only set up WordPress for you, but we manage it. We guarantee that you never have any bugs or failures on your site. And if you do, we manage it for free, which other hosting platforms will not do. Thanks so much for being with us today. Hey, thank you. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com, and you're listening to The Price of Business.